For me, I knew the Trump administration was going to be as bad as everyone was afraid of when the Muslim ban happened. It represented everything that people were afraid of as far as racism, xenophobia, an entry onto the world stage that was kind of angry and demeaning to the world order. What happened was protests, and they spawned almost immediately. Dulles Airport happened. My friend Natalia and I were actually shooting a protest photo about the Muslim ban, which you can see here, kind of a statement that America is open to anybody regardless of race or religion. My friend Nana joined us. We dropped Natalia off and went right to the airport and started photographing it. I saw people there with stories, with messages, with hope in their face, and they had a different story than what I was seeing or hearing on the news. Usually you had a reporter with a mic and some lights on them, waxing poetically about the protests, about the policy, but they weren't really talking to the protesters and they weren't getting a good feel for the scene. And walking around that luggage area and seeing all these people, hearing their messages was really extremely powerful. I knew then that I would be using my camera for good to highlight these protests for the remainder of Trump's time in the White House. I saw my friend Daria there. I also saw her at Reagan Airport, which was another major protest. This one had a little more significance. The narrow, confined hallways of Reagan National actually made it more of a tightly knit and photographical event in the sense that you could see the crowd size. You could understand how big this moment was. Another protest occurred at the Supreme Court, a very fitting one. I went there after work. Of course, the Muslim ban ended up being litigated. And once the district court struck it down, the protests dissipated. Now, eventually, the Supreme Court upheld the ban in a different form after the Trump administration resubmitted it and rewrote it to meet the code of law. But I think by then everybody knew it was what it was, and it was a very xenophobic attack on Islamic people in general. The legacy of the Muslim ban continues to this day. I mean, just this past week, we had a judge strike down the administration's current implementation of DACA, or lack thereof, I should say, and basically open the doors again to dreamers. You know, we're dealing with an administration that 40 days until its end is going out with its heels dug in, continuing to disrupt normal civil rights and relations in any way that it can. Please take time to support the book. You'll find a link to jefflivingston.com with this post. You can get it there. It'll be on sale until January 21st, and then it'll be open to the general public via Amazon and other channels come late spring. Have a great holiday season. Have a great new year, and I'll see you soon.